Yo, what's up, Green Blood fans? This is Rafael from C Manga, and welcome to part 2 of the Treble Green Blood review. This chapter is chapter 37, Negotiation, and if you guys remember what happened last time, the Red Indians are on the attack on the US forts. That's basically mining and stealing gold. The Red Indian chief, he gives a bit of a speech saying that they're gonna drive out the white men and reclaim the lands that belong to them. And what was it? The attack they do now is quite ingenious because it's basically they burn the fort so that if they stay in there they'll suffocate, and also they'll be blind, so they'll eventually have to open the gates. So when they open the gates, they'll be won't be able to see the Red Indians coming in to attack. But as soon as they open the gate now, unfortunately for them, Parrot is waiting on the other side with a Gatling gun, and he basically opens fire. There's absolutely nothing they could do on horseback or not, and he kills nearly all of them, leaving only 4 alive. King is fine with that, even though he was asked whether we should let them go, and it's like he says, if they were to die, he wouldn't be able to do this again. He had too much fun in doing this first basically slaughter. And we see the chief is riding off on his horse. He's very badly wounded and he eventually falls off, and this is when Brad and Luke enter the scene, even though it's only the silhouettes we can see of them, but we know it's them. Back at the fort now, King is a greedy creep. He's basically haggling the US Army for $1,000 each for each of these men, which is $4,000, and they're like, that's ridiculous, you can pay that. And he said, oh yeah, and also for today, so that's basically $8,000 they owe him. And he's like, the US Army is rich, you can give us that kind of money. It's like, if you'll find it somehow, or it's like, well, we can take the fort and all the assets you have here, it's your choice. So we don't know what happens, but I think they did eventually pay them. And back in the camp now, we see the guys, the chief, his actual name is Black Horse, and he awakens to I'm assuming the elder of the group is called One Horn, and he basically says that your actions has cost the lives of 12 of your tribemen, and it's like, you should have given this up. You've caused harm and despair, and not only that, you've rifled with the negotiations between the white men, which obviously irritates the Black Horse, because he's like, why would we negotiate with them, especially considering what they're doing now. But after that, One Horse is curious to who saved him, and Black Horse is curious to who saved him, and One Horn tells him that it was 2 white men and that saved his life. And we see Brad and Luke tied to a tree, and they're arguing amongst themselves, especially Brad basically ridiculing Luke, said, you always have to do something like this, don't you, saving people out your kindness, look at the crap we got into this time. And even though they saved his life, One Horse is not very pleased. He's like, first thing, he's like, white men, and he looks really angry to see them. So yeah, that was the chapter for this. It looks like things are going to be very bad in the next chapter for the Red Indian tribe, because the Edward King's part there, he's got the Gatling gun, and yeah, it looks like the US Army are most likely going to be moving out and stuff like that. So things are not looking too good, and I'm wondering what's going to happen with Brad and Luke, because they're tied in the tree, and that the guy doesn't seem too pleased with them. But you'll see what happens in the next one. So yeah, that was a short chapter. It was more or less, as I said, like just to build up to the next one, but it was still enjoyable to see, like a bit of talk and some of the hard times that have gone on, like 12 tribesmen were killed, and all the families in the next one are gonna feel that, and the Black Horse is gonna understand what he's done. So yeah, that's enough for this one. As usual, leave your comments and opinions about this chapter, how you feel about it, what else you expect in the arc. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you in the next chapter.